Welcome to the 162 in Arlington podcast. We are two Rangers fans just pretending we know ball, and we're talking about the Rangers. Um, we don't really know where this is going to take us, but we're really excited. Basically, a podcast we're going to try to do episodes every week, recap series, just do pretend we're serious about this thing. So, Anirudh, my name is Giant. That is Anirudh. Anirudh,
Well,
are you excited to do this?
yeah, I'm excited to do this. It's going to be an interesting experience.
Yeah. So the plan is we're gonna talk about Rangers off-season moves, then um, just kind of give us our thoughts on where the Rangers are overall. Obviously, spring training just started. Friday was the first game, so we're just gonna give our thoughts on the Rangers overall, and then yeah, just kind of plans for where this podcast is gonna go. And yeah, that's it. So we'll start with off-season moves. I'll touch on the manager, new manager, Skip Schumaker taking over for Bruce Bochy. Obviously, the differences that we'll see in Schumaker compared to Bochy, that I feel like we'll be able to tell in the season when it comes to bullpen management and how long is he going to let the starters go and are we going to be more aggressive on the bases, all that stuff. But I think from interviews, you can just tell Schumacher's a really nice guy, and it younger dude than Bochy. So hopefully he can just bring a new energy to this clubhouse and create some more clubhouse unison stuff. Where in the past 2 years, there's been some rumors that the clubhouse has been toxic. I don't think it's been toxic. I think there's certain people that just didn't like each other or just weren't best of friends. But anyway, I think I like the Schumacher move. I think he's cool. Um, but then, to get into the actual moves, obviously Adolis Garcia and Jonah Heim got non-tendered, but we kind of expected that. And then a couple days after, Brandon Nimmo gets traded for Marcus Semien. And Anira, though, give it to you. What's your thoughts on that one?
I mean, yeah, I think Semyon was necessary to leave because past 2 years his production has not been great. And then Nemo's been solid. He's been hitting for average, and he's what this team needs is a guy who's going to get on base and not be too aggressive, work counts, do damage. But Semyon was, yeah, you especially with the clubhouse rumors that you mentioned earlier. I don't think those are true, but you have, he just it was I don't know. He just wasn't consistent. He had on and off months, on and off weeks, and just was never consistent. You never got a consistent guy. And what he did good in 23, he hit with runners in scoring position. He was really bad at that the past 2 years.
Yeah, I think overall with the trade, I like the trade because Nimmo's a better bat than Semien. That's all the discussion, right? Nimmo, the last 4 years, he's played 150 games and been above league average, where Semien hasn't really been above league average the last 2 years. He's had OPSs in the 600s, and while he could get back to being an average hitter with the Mets, I definitely think that. I think Nimmo still provides a better bat, which I like, obviously, because the Rangers' offense was really rough. And then, yeah, like you said, he gets on base. Um, you know, we'll obviously have to see how he adapts to right field, because Mets fans go kind of crazy over his defense. They say it's kind of not great. So that may be an adventure, but we'll have to see. But I
With Globe
overall
Life,
like the Nimmo move.
yeah. With Globe Life being a pitcher's ballpark and with the amount of short fly balls you'll get, because you get so many short fly balls that just barely don't get out, you need a good defender because these guys, that's part of why they were so good last year. They had the best defense in baseball.
Yeah, yeah. The pitchers definitely got helped out by one of the better defenses, and Adolis was really good as well.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see
Big
if
shoe to
Nimmo
fill.
can bounce back. Yeah, yeah. And just defensively, obviously, he'll be an offensive upgrade to Garcia. And then obviously, you'll have to adapt to this new ballpark where free agents have come over the last couple of years and not done well. obviously on the Rangers. So we'll have to see how he feels in this new ballpark. So moving on to Danny Jansen now. Obviously, we'll go over the bullpen moves later, but Jansen was the catcher. To me, Jansen was kind of expected. Like Jansen, he just is solid at a 721 OPS last year. It kind of boggles my mind that Ranger fans don't think that Jansen is that much better than Heim. Although, like, Jansen had an OPS 100 points higher than Heim last year. Um, and defensively, he's solid. I know some of the, like, baseball savant, uh, like framing numbers and arm strength numbers, like, they don't tell you that, but Jansen's always been solid. And, like, Heim, like, I love Heim. Obviously, in 2023, he played a massive role. But he had like a good first 2 weeks, and then it felt like he was swinging a pool noodle. It felt like he kind of like woke up from naps and was taking at bats. To be honest, um, that was kind of mean. I didn't have to do that, but yeah, I think Jansen is just a solid hitter. His numbers have never fallen to where Himes is, and I think like between him and Iggy, they're just going to be fine. I don't think they're going to be a negative to the team. I don't think they're going to be like such a positive as a catcher, but I think they're just going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I do think if we're talking straight numbers, they had the option between Jansen and Carantini, and they chose Jansen. But that's reasonable considering injuries. But I also don't like Jansen's swing for this ballpark because this ballpark is it's a pitcher's ballpark now. I can imagine it right now. It's going to be deep fly ball to the winning track like 90% of the time. But also, um, like I said, I don't know. People's defense seems to just tick up in the ballpark as well. That's another thing. So a lot of people
Yeah,
just have better defense. So I don't think the defense, and especially with ABS now, how also the question is how useful is framing going to be now because of ABS? So like you know,
yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah,
so
Rangers have done a
that's a
good job
big
helping
factor.
guys get better defensively. Yeah,
Yeah,
Rangers have helped people get better defensively for sure. So like I said, I think Jansen and Higgy are going to be fine. While like the last 2 years, catching production has been in the negative. You know.
yeah. I mean, the
Um,
big thing that they should have been working on this offseason was to limit unprofessional at bats. Jansen's a way to limit an unprofessional at bat in comparison to Heim. Heim was almost every time. It was like, I mean, the biggest thing was just in those like team scenarios where you're just trying to put the ball in play and these guys would strike out. I mean, you can't. Heim was like a big culprit of that. He just strike out every single time, or a weak ground ball, or a line out, or
yeah,
something like that. Like in that situation, you're just trying to put the ball in play.
yeah. We're just dogging on Heim, and he's not even on the team. He's on the Braves, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
he's on the
Braves. He went to
Braves.
the Braves.
Yeah. Well, wish him good luck. Okay, Mackenzie Gore is next. Next off-season acquisition we're talking about Mackenzie Gore. Um, Obviously, five prospects given up. I don't have a problem with the five prospects given up because they're apart from Abimalik Ortiz, they're all going to be ready in like after the Rangers window. Because I think the Rangers window to win is 2 years, 2026 and 2027. That's how long they have Degrom, Evaldi, Seager's still in his prime, um, and obviously now Gore. He has 2 years of control.
As prime as Seager gets
So
with all the injuries.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I that's why in his prime I'd say probably like 2 years. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. But but yeah, Gore obviously like he hasn't had a total breakout ace level season, even though he's shown ace stuff like like nasty fastball, slider, changeup. Like he's had games where he strikes out the world, and like kind of looks like one of the best pitchers in baseball. And I think like him coming to the Rangers and expected to be the number three starter. Like he's not expected to be the ace, expected to be the number three starter. And obviously, I think everyone's kind of pointed out he's coming to a better ballpark to pitch in compared to Nationals ballpark, and then a much better defense compared to the Nationals defense. So I think Gore can be a solid number three, and so I like the move. And like I said, I don't have a problem with the prospects giving up.
Yeah, I agree with the prospects, like that whole thing. And also, I mean, yeah, he was an all-star last year. He was an all-star for a reason. He had like a 3.01 ERA, in the first half, and like that's at the Nationals park, bro. And like you're talking about a rotation where the first two are like studs, like absolute studs. You had a guy last year with an under 2 ERA, better than Paul Skeens, ignoring injuries, and then you got DeGrom, who's just DeGrom. And now you're adding Gore. That's a dangerous top three. Like you don't want to face. Like I know you don't sign people for the purpose of facing them in the postseason. That's a dangerous three, man. If you have to face him in a 5 game series with those three, that's dangerous. Especially if
Yeah,
Gore
that
can
is.
just be consistent.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. Uh, yeah, I'm interested what changes the Rangers will do to his arsenal as well. Uh, but we'll see. I have been fairly positive on the Rangers' moves. I think the one thing I'm not too positive on have been the bullpen moves. Actually,
Definitely.
like the bullpen moves, I'm fine with. Like Junis, Martin, sure. Alexis Diaz is a nice upside move. Tyler Alexander. The bullpen is like the one spot I'm probably the most concerned about going into next year, more than the offense. Um, Mainly because last year they were really rough um,
Closing
in
it
the
out.
ninth inning. Yeah, like they had a 4.2 ERA in the ninth inning, which was the worst inning out of all their innings. And like it really felt like no one kind of stepped up into that role except for Sean Armstrong, which was kind of shocking that they didn't bring him back. Um, but yeah, that's gonna be one of my like I'm fine with all the bullpen moves. I think they're fine bullpen moves. Obviously, Chris Young, he has a mindset. We're gonna go get cheaper guys that throw strikes and use this big ballpark to our advantage. So I do like the bullpen moves. It's just like not getting a closer feels um, like last year their offense was so horrible, their starting pitching was so good that it felt like if they just had like a lockdown closer at the end, they'd probably make the playoffs. And that's just getting one guy. So that's what confuses me with not getting a closer. But obviously the offense bounces back. It may not be a problem or someone steps up in that bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, I think not. Armstrong was the easiest sign that they could have gone. You could have easily gone Armstrong had him been a closer, and yeah, that would have been the end of it. And now you're banking on either Diaz being better, which you're not guaranteed. You cannot put Martin in the closing role because he's just injured way too often. And these other guys don't really have closer stuff. The only guy that I think has closer stuff would be Cole Winn. But then again, he's getting injured and he's too young. He doesn't have the experience. And yeah, I mean you don't have like a solid closer now, and it feels like you're just gonna repeat last year, where it was like, yeah, the offense was bad, but when the offense finally started to figure something out, and you were starting to score runs, all right, now the bullpen's faltering, and you got guys who just can't shut it down. I mean, last year, I mean, there was some. I love Bochy. Like Bochy's a great manager, but man, he made some dumb decisions last year. He made some really dumb decisions, like in terms of
Yeah.
bullpen. Like I did not understand them at all. And that was probably his worst managing year, if I'm gonna be honest, because that was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
I also think just he just doesn't have that lockdown closer. I'm sure he's been on teams where he's had a lockdown closer at least, and last year he didn't have that, so
I
that
mean,
does make it pretty tough for him.
yeah, I mean, I get that, but at the same time, you got guys like Luke. What Luke Jackson should not have been the closer for more than like a week.
Yeah,
Why
that
was he
was
the closer
crazy.
for like 2 months?
That was,
That's ridiculous. That was
yeah,
ridiculous, bro.
that was
It,
pretty
it was awful. And then
yeah,
Robert Garcia, I understand because he had closer stuff and he was good at locating, but then he started to falter. And at that point, like he should have been taken out for Armstrong, who was like going nuts. But I can get behind Robert Garcia a little bit more. He should not be the closer, but I can get behind it more because he does have the stuff to be a closer. I just don't think he has the balls. Like like you can visibly see he's scared when he's in the ninth inning. You can tell he's scared, and he's not really great at striking out left on left. Like he's or not left on left, left on right. He's not really great left on right.
yeah. I mean, we just saw the first spring game was today while we're recording this, and like obviously he didn't have a good outing, which is fine. But like sometimes he'll just leave that changeup up, which he needs to get that changeup down because when he leaves it
Dude,
up,
that's a
it's basically like
BP
a
fastball.
that yeah, that's like a BP fastball for hitters. So that's what he has to figure out. But he was good last year when it came to the seventh and eighth. It's just like In the ninth, it was kind of a different beast from him.
Yeah.
So
He's
I
good in
guess now we can
matchups, but
talk.
like if you're not
Yeah,
putting him in matchups and you put him in the ninth, he bucks up.
yeah. I feel like he's probably the lead contender to be the closer. I hope someone can sneak it up on him, but we'll have to see. Um,
If Diaz
now,
can get back to shape, that's great.
yeah,
That's
it
perfect.
is. Hmm. Um, I guess now we can talk about the overall thoughts on the team. I guess we've already talked about our bullpen. That's probably like what we're most scared of, I think, for both of us. I think I really like the rotation. I think DeGrom, Valdi, Gore, Leiter. I think Leiter takes the next steps. It really felt like for Leiter, if he just got ahead of hitters, he pitched very well. When he got um, behind hitters, that's when things started to falter for him. Um, and yeah, if he just can consistently get ahead of hitters, he'll be a lot better next year. When hitters were ahead of him in 2025, he had they had a 920 OPS against him, versus when Leiter was ahead in 2025, they had a 422 OPS against him. So like there was a big difference between when Leiter was ahead versus when he was behind. And obviously Lats or Rocker, whoever fills out that fifth spot, I think is going to be fine. So I really like the rotation. I don't have any problems with that. I think the offense, Nimmo should be solid. Langford should be solid. Um, I think Seager should be solid. I don't have a problem with Josh Smith at second, and I don't have a problem with Danny Jansen and Higashioka at catcher. And Evan Carter in center, obviously, he's good when he's healthy. And, and I even if he's not healthy, I have a lot of faith in Alejandro Ozuna. So I don't have problems there. I think with Jock Peterson, Josh Young, and Jake Berger is where like I'm kind of scared because you need one of these guys to really bounce back. At least one of these guys to really bounce back. And I don't know how much faith I have in that, but I do think this lineup on paper should be an average lineup, and with a really good rotation and like an average lineup and like a bottom 10 bullpen, in my opinion, I think you can make the playoffs. Um, it like there's a lot of variance in all aspects of this team to kind of close the loop. There's just like a lot of variance on this team. Yeah, those are my thoughts. So yeah,
I think this starting rotation is one of the best in baseball. I mean, you got three guys who are really solid. Leiter's probably going to be really good unless sophomore slump hits, which hopefully not. And um, I'm not a Rocker believer right now. I do not believe him at all. I really want Lats in the rotation. I do not trust Rocker right now. I mean, maybe spring training we see something out of him, but like he was not great last year. Like I do not believe in him. I'm not gonna be honest. But yeah, the offense should be good. It should be average at least. And yeah, like you said, Berger or Young, they got to step up. Like not hit crazy, not 300 average, 270 average like we saw in 23. Just a guy who's like gonna hit 30 bombs, bat 240, and like just put balls in play, and not do these atrocious, like horrible, unprofessional at bats. That's what's got to get out. That's what I'm saying. Thing that's got to get out. Unprofessional at bats. We had so many last year. Semien, Garcia, Heim, Young, Berger, just Peterson, just all unprofessional. Like you got to have people who just take pitches or take walks and just put the ball in play. And that's why I
yeah,
like Nimmo. Langford's going to step up. Langford's going to be a big player this year, especially if he's going to bat behind Seager. He's going to be a big player. Um, yeah, and then Carter. Carter has to be facing righties and lefties because you just got to develop him. And I think that's the difference between Schumacher and Bochy. Bochy's always like, we're trying to win now. Schumacher's like, okay, let's also plan for the future. I think a little bit, but not crazy amount because obviously Chris Young is also like, yeah, I want to win now. I don't really plan for the future. I want to win now. Um, yeah, and then the bullpen already said my thoughts. Just need a closer. I'm fine with the rest of the guys. Just need a closer. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it.
yeah. Um, Obviously,
Oh
so
yeah,
I
actually,
think
one more
this.
thing. One more thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Peterson. I don't need a crazy year, but what I'm saying is Peterson's got to just be on time with the fastball and just do damage, man. I mean, even this spring training game, man, he's late on it. He's hitting it to left field. That's what we saw last spring training. And then he hit like 97, man. I mean,
Yeah, it was rough.
double A
I
field does
think
not play
I
well for some of
yeah.
these guys.
Yeah, I think it's just the with Young, Berger, and Peterson, it's like that's where the variance lies in the lineup. Is with those three, like either all three of them bounce back or none of them bounce back or one, two, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the
Yeah,
variance is
I
in the
get.
lineup. But I
Yeah,
think to go into like plans for the podcast in the future, our plan is to like release once a week, leading up to the season, every Saturday at 12 and like so this one was just like our overall thoughts on the team. Next week we're gonna do an infield and catcher preview. Week after we're gonna do an outfield preview, and then week after we're gonna do a full pitching preview. And then that's when opening day will come, and then we'll try to do like recaps and stuff like that. Obviously, we're just starting. We don't really know where this is gonna take us, but we
mhm.
like just talking ball, so that's why we're on here doing this.
And
Um,
if this does
so yeah.
well, promise you, the quality will get better. I know there's some shitty quality. It will get better. This is really bad.
Yeah, it is very.
Also, this is not for
Yeah,
kids. We're gonna cuss. Just
this is peak star.
yeah, peak star, honestly, W star. But
This is peak star, bro. This is peak star.
yeah. Also,
All right.
also, just this is not for kids. We're gonna swear. Just like I don't know what to tell you.
Uh,
It's not for kids.
we
I don't
can
know if any
control
kids are going to
ourselves,
listen
bro.
to this, but it's not for kids.
Dude, no one's listening to this. But
Yeah, I know. I know no one's gonna listen to this.
okay. All right. Peace out.
See
First
ya.
episode. That's a wrap. We'll see you
Yep.
next week.